Silicon Valley, technology, art, green, and sustainability.
Welcome to another episode of Silicon Valley Tech, Art, Green, and Sustainability. Today I have with me two artists who are amazing in your work, and Patrali Paul, Kevin Richardson. Thank you for joining me. Met you both in different places, and I noticed your work at the Woodies show and in Santa Cruz, which was a fun show. But before we get started talking about your artwork, tell us a little bit about yourself. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Kevin Richardson, like you said, from Santa Cruz, California. I live in San Francisco now. I'm an oil painter. I like to paint like everything I see in the city, and then just nice cars that catch my eye. Did you go to school for that? Or are you in San Francisco State, or did you? I did. I went to the Academy of Art University, where I studied illustration and fine art painting, and I originally went to school to do storyboards for like movies and commercials and stuff. Cool. But then I started painting, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And then, so I pursued that, and here I am. So you recently out of school then? Year and a half. Year and a half. Yeah. Awesome. Last April, March, something like that. Patrali?
And I'm Patrali Paul, and I am a contemporary abstract artist. I came from India more than 3 decades back, and I worked in tech. You were a techie. I was in tech, but not really a techie. I worked in human resources. Okay. Working with the tech, and but I painted throughout my childhood and later, and I became a professional artist in 2015.
So just recently you switched careers.
Yes, I did.
And we hadn't actually seen each other in a while, so I didn't know that. I knew you were doing some remodeling on your house and stuff like that, so this is really interesting. So Kevin, we're going to start with you because I have the first 2 slides for you. Your artwork is amazing. You don't just do cards, you do other stuff. So I'm going to pull up the first slide. Let's bring the first slide up. So you've got a plethora of stuff here, and tell us about this.
Well, this was stuff I did when I was at university. The elephant there, that was, I took animal anatomy, and that was like the fun little final project, and like we kind of
So they had you take animal anatomy at the school?
I mean, that was optional, but like I love animals, so I decided. Well,
the detail's amazing. And then you had a bunch of still lifes, and some of them I couldn't put online, but if anybody wants a still life done, well, you know, this is something you do, and it's beautiful. And then the bottom one there, what is the bottom one there?
When we did countless hours of figure drawing, like clothed and nude, and that is in my 3rd clothed figure drawing class, I did that one.
So this was some of your earlier stuff in class, and you had so much, I mean, you had amazing, we could pull that down. All of your work just looked amazing. So I'm glad that you're pursuing this, because you definitely have a talent. Your still lifes and everything you did early on, some of the some buildings, they kind of look like maybe they were on the Riviera or something, just beautiful. We couldn't put it all on here, so you'll have to have a show so people can see your work.
Yeah, definitely.
And let's see, we're going to pull up one other one. Let's pull this one up. And so the process, just kind of take us through the process of this.
Well, this is like a 5-step process. This one is kind of working from light to dark. I just try and keep it as simple as possible. And so this, like, basically I start with a basic blue sky color.
So the top left one, is that the first one? Okay.
Yeah. And then the top right, that's where I kind of put in some clouds. In the bottom, I start putting in the ground plane, like the ocean, and some of that weird like mist that's coming up into the clouds. The perspiration, no, not perspiration, something like that. Precipitation. There you go. And then 4th, it's like cover the canvas, and the 5th one is put in some highlights. And you
have some people or something at the bottom, or what was at the bottom? Was that
There's just a couple little figures just walking around on the beach.
So we had to pull that down. So was that actually, did you do that on a beach or did you do that from, what was your process?
That moment only lasts about a couple seconds in reality, so I took a picture and then I took it to my studio.
Okay, so you took a picture. That was what it was, if you did a plein air thing or if you took a picture. Sometimes it's easier with the elements, right, to take a picture?
Definitely.
Was that San Francisco or?
Yeah, that's Sunset Beach.
Nice. So that's the Sunset Beach. And so your process when you're doing art, is it different for each thing?
I mean, it's pretty similar. Like I just try and keep it as simple as possible. Like if you start with the hard stuff and you just confuse yourself, it's not gonna end well. And I've learned that lesson a few times. Sometimes you just have to wipe off a whole painting because it's terrible. And
start over.
That
makes a good artist. You know, Van Gogh and Picasso, they had hundreds of things because they just start over. Patrali, tell us about your work and what your process is.
So I paint from what I see in nature in my travels. I come back with tons of pictures and I start maybe 3, 4, 5 canvases at the same time. I put the paint on it and let it dry. I have layers. I probably paint 10 layers on each of my artwork.
So you have to wait for it to dry then?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to wait for it to dry, but then I keep layering it and until I get the exact combination. And I mean, mainly paint acrylic on canvas and sometimes multimedia. I'm trying to use some recycled material.
That's nice. Let's pull up the first slide of one of yours too. So tell us what this one is. Oh, it says Intangible Dreams. I think this is the only one I put the name of it on. So
yeah.
Intangible Dreams. What is this?
This is an abstract of what it says, Intangible Dreams. And it's layers of paint going over, but that's probably 20 layers of paint.
Wow.
To get the right effect of what I had a dream one night and it was very similar to this and I put that on the canvas.
We can pull that down. It looks like water lilies to me almost.
Yeah, you
I
can.
was thinking the same.
It kind of looks like I mean that's, so it says Intangible Dreams, but then also it looks like, you know, something relaxing pond with water lilies.
So abstract art is something you can interpret whatever way you want, and that's my personal interpretation. But yeah, it could be go many other ways.
So my next question for you both is, what really inspires you to create? And I'm going to start with you on this one and then flip back.
Nature inspires me. Colors inspire me. I love colors, and I sometimes splash a lot of colors on the canvas and then work into it to get to one or few different colors to make the whole painting. So nature and color.
So hence
really.
this is why you spend a lot of time in Tahoe?
Yes, I do.
So beautiful.
I walk around, I sometimes paint in Tahoe by the lake.
Nice. And Kevin, what inspires you? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, let me bring up another slide, one more slide really quick. There we go. Oh no, that's the wrong one. It's the same one that we have now. It's the same one, but that's okay. This is the close-up now of that one. This is beautiful. Let's pull up another slide. Let's see if we could have a Patrali one now. Pull up one more slide. There we go. So tell us about this really quick.
This is a Japanese influence, sakura, which is the cherry blossom. And that's a Japanese style building with the Year of the Monkey that I painted that last year.
So was that a painting or was it piece?
It's painting, but the petals are layered so that it's 3D, and it looks like in the actual painting you can actually plug the flowers.
Well, and the house almost looked like you could, maybe it was made with felt or something.
Yeah, and this is actually, the house is an abstract version of a gallery in Los Gatos.
Okay.
Where I showcased my painting a long time back.
Okay.
Another painting.
Another painting. We'll pull that down. So what inspires you to create, Kevin?
Similar to Patrali, where I see things like in the city. I ride my bike a lot, and I just take pictures of nice things. And then I really love colors as well. That's part of what got me into painting. And some of the artists that originally inspired me are like colorists and impressionists from the early 19th century, guys like Monet and Matisse. But these days, don't know, I appreciate realist art, but then I still love abstract, so it's like a mixture of things.
So being out in nature, and then you're biking, you're getting exercise too, which is awesome.
Yeah, multitasking, it's good.
The city is always, it's always cooler, it seems, in the summer. You've got the June blues, right?
Super windy right now.
Is it? And then in like September, October, it just gets warm and beautiful somehow.